coincidence.
Oh, it's recording. For those of you who don't know, hydraulic fracturing, commonly known as fracking, is the process of shooting water into the ground at high pressure and releasing it out into shale rock and fracturing it in order to collect the natural gas that it withholds. The water that goes into the ground, however, isn't pure H2O. The fluid has up to 600 toxic chemical additives that enter the ground and seep into our aquifers, from which we, humans, drink. The water that goes into the... some of those chemicals include lead, methylmercury, and uranium. All of those substances are poisonous, and some even cause cancer. In cities and towns near fracturing sites, the methane concentration in the water is so high that it is anywhere between 17 and 640 times higher than in other places. That's so much methane that people living near fracking sites can light their tap water on fire using just a match. There have been thousands of documented cases of fracking-related water contamination across the U.S. alone, affecting millions. The contamination is known to cause serious dermal, sensory, respiratory, and neurological damage. People near fracturing sites who drink the contaminated water and breathe the contaminated air experience burning of the nose, throat, and eyes, headaches, neurological impairment, insufferable rashes, frequent nosebleeds, sensory impairment, urinary and gastrointestinal issues. The chemicals can also damage the immune system, putting people at risk for many diseases, and those are only the effects on humans. Animals experience all those symptoms, plus musculoskeletal problems, reproductive issues, and even sudden death. Not only that, but 50 to 70% of the fluid is always kept in the pipes, so the chemicals still leach into our drinking water years after the fracking site's abandonment. Those chemicals don't just seep into our aquifers, but they are also released into the air as gases, disgustingly polluting our atmosphere, hence destroying life in the entire ecosphere. Most of the chemicals in fracking fluid also majorly contribute to climate change. Another reason that hydraulic fracturing is an environmental problem is that it wastes water. Tons of water. There are around 500,000 fracking sites in the U.S. alone. At 8 million gallons of water per fracture, and an average 18 times a well can be fractured, it takes around 72 trillion gallons of water to run America's current gas wells. That amount of water could restock California with enough fluid to end its water shortage, and supply a human enough water to drink for 15 billion lifetimes. And with California withholding 1/10 of our gas wells, you'd think that they'd have to be cutting down on water usage too, right? Wrong. Oil companies are using and wasting water more often than before the drought started. So why are they getting away with this? The obvious reason is money. Oil companies make a lot of money, so they have to pay a lot of taxes. In fact, in California alone, oil companies give $20 billion in taxes. And in 2005, Jerry Brown signed the Clean Water Act to help save our aquifers, but it exempted oil companies purely because of this. This problem is affecting millions of humans in California, or over 1 million humans in California. Now, one thing oil companies say is that fracking is important to America because it makes us independent from the countries from which we buy natural gas, but that is not the case. Fracking in America produces 300,000 barrels a day, around 109 million a year, but uses around 6.4 trillion barrels of natural gas a year. That means America produces less than 1.7 of the natural gas we consume from fracking. That number is so insignificant, we'd have to make another 25 million gas wells in America, 2.5 million in California alone, if we really want to be self-sufficient. The end of fracking starts with you. There is a petition on CaliforniansAgainstFracking.org that, if enough people sign, will pass a law on inspection, quality, and frequency, and will surely close down some, if not all, fracking sites in California. Just go to CaliforniansAgainstFracking.org, go to the Take Action section, and you'll be able to see the petition. It's time for a change. Water is a human right. Thank you for your time.